Alright guys, so today we're going to be building the large Roman house. So this is next to the one that we built a couple of weeks ago and what you guys have been commenting to see next. So yeah, we're going to get on with this one. This is a bit more of a townhouse and it's going to be on a 17 block by 9 block area. And it's less sort of like a domus, it's a townhouse. It's kind of cool, has 3 stories. And yeah, so I've just deleted the 17 by 9. It's a 17 by 9 rectangle exactly. And the first thing I'm going to do is going to place some sandstone, 2 from the front, 1 from the side. And then we're going to have to basically put in, we're going to have a front garden sort of space, and we're just building a small stone and cobblestone entrance to the main part of the house. Then to the side, we're just basically going to figure out over here, so we're going to have a bit of carpet over there, and we're going to have this piece of sandstone. It's going to come all the way to the end. It's going to come 2 from the edge, or no, 1 from the edge, sorry, 2 from the front. And then it's going to come all the way back over there. Now here we're going to place some red carpet, so I want to leave a gap. And we're going to come 1 to the side from where the doorway is, or 2 to the side from where the doorway is. And then you're going to have this kind of boot shape there. And we're going to fill in all of the rest. Now, as I said before, we're going to stick some carpet, red wool. Now I'm going to put full blocks so I can place things on top of it, but you can use any carpet that you like, any wall colour you like. And for the rest of it, just for the sake of the video, I'm going to fill in all of the areas in grass. The grass blocks could be sand if you're building in a desert, could be really whatever is on the floor where you're building. But 1 from the edge here, we're going to need, just in that place, we're going to need another entrance, and that's going to be the entrance to our kitchen outhouse. So the kitchen the storage area is totally separate from the rest of the house in this build. And I thought that might be a bit interesting, so it's totally separate, or could be used as a different apartment as well. Now for the next step is we're going to be building the walls of the first floor, and we're going to take some red terracotta and we're going to do 1 block all the way around the edge, all the way on the outside of those blocks on top of the grass blocks, and then we're going to start making some window openings. So we're going to have 1 there, it's going to be 2 from the edge, 2 from the doorway, and then we're going to come along here, we're going to go 3 from the door, 1 left open. Going to place 3 there, leave the doorway, leave the window opening. Now on the side we're not going to go 2 up, we're going to go 1 up, but we're going to have it like so with 2 gaps, 2 block gaps, and then we're going to fill in all the rest. And this is going to allow us to have some small low windows, but it's also going to allow us to have a nice pattern at the end of the block. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically build a grid of columns. Now I've not done this before in a lot of the other Roman builds, or the other Roman houses, but we're going to do 2 quartz pillars in the corners, and this is going to help us grid out how we're going to build this, and it adds a bit of extra texture to the build. But you could really do this in smooth quartz if you didn't want to use the pillars. So we're going to fill in this area. Also going to fill in here, but we're going to need to leave a gap above the window, which are going to be smooth quartz stairs upside down, and then the rest we're going to fill in like so. But to the side we're going to do something slightly different. So we're going to basically take some smooth quartz stairs like so, and this can be done really whatever way. I mean, you could make it totally symmetrical like this, or you could go and do what I'm going to show you in a moment, where you basically are going to make it so it's asymmetrical, and I think it looks a bit cooler like this. It works a bit better with the space as well, but yeah, I mean, you can do it either way that you want really. And then the rest, just fill it in, smooth quartz, happy days. Again, apologies for a lot of smooth quartz, but also make sure to check the description for the material counts of the video. Always leave the material counts at the bottom of the video, so make sure just to check it out if you're going to build it. Going to place some birch trapdoors upside down. That's going to be like a shutter, so you can shut your windows. And some granite walls, and this is going to be our doorway, and it's like a doorway, you know, with columns and like a, I don't know, like a roof sort of thing. It's kind of cool. You could do it as well with like the granite entrance like we've done with other houses, but this looks quite cool as well. Now we're going to take some acacia buttons. Now this is going to be like a little, you know, painting detail or something. I don't know. I mean, I've seen Roman houses which have, or drawings of Roman houses which have all sorts of things where they, you know, paint on the sides. I'm imagining that the buttons are painting. they're painting dots or something. And then we're going to put some mangrove doors in there. Now what we're also going to have to do is we're going to have to split this up. Now, interior wise, I'm going to show the interior right at the end of the video this time. Just so if you don't want to follow the interior, you can just build the whole house and then you can fill it with whatever you want. You could leave this wall absolutely blank. You could cut a hole in it so it's one continuous house. I'm having it so it's a separate ancillary building. Then we're going to build the staircase. So you're going to take red terracotta at the base, you're going to follow on from the wall, and then red nether bricks. So I'm going to come 3 all the way to the top here. So you're going to come again there. And then we're going to use bamboo signs, and that's going to be like a gold painted stripe. This is prevalent in our other Roman builds, all the other Greek houses as well. I just think it looks really nice how to do it, and it's kind of like a Hellenistic feature that you could realistically expect in Greek and Roman houses. And then just from the example build that we've got there and the row of houses, I'm just going to take some jungle leaves. You could really do whatever you want with this grassed area. Just place really whatever plants, whatever barrels. You could have like carpet stand or something. I mean, you could make it a shop where the right hand doorway is as well. Really whatever you want. Now for the floor, we're going to take polished diorite blocks. I'm going to place them on top of our pillars, and these are going to serve as the corners for the outside of our floor. Now we're going to take upside down polished diorite stairs. They're going to come all the way. We're going to fill in all of these gaps. Nice and easy. Like so. And yeah, guys, remember, feel free to pause the video, slow down the video, speed up the video if you're working faster. Come back to whichever bits you miss. Should be timestamps in the description as well, just to recap the steps. And then again with the floor, something that we've done before with a lot of our builds, what I quite like to do is you're going to take your spruce planks, you're going to fill in the outside, and then, as we've done with many of our other builds, we're going to place upside down stairs, and that's going to basically have like, it's going to look like the joists are coming across the floor, and it has like a indented look, which looks quite cool. If you look at the ceiling, it looks nicer than if it were, you know, just a flat plank in the flat planks. It just looks cool like this. I quite like it. And there you go, you've got your nice 4 high ceiling in this one, which is quite big and luxurious. Now for your kitchen storage room, do the same thing. I'm going to leave them on the end so you can get a few more stairs in there. It looks nicer. And there you go, you get your cool ceiling in there. Happy days. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some quartz pillars again, and we're going to be building our first floor or second floor, depending on where you're from. So you're going to go 3 tall with your quartz pillars, and they're going to form the corners of your house. You're upstairs. But at the front, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some white terracotta. Now you could just do this in pillars if you want. I think it looks quite cool with the white terracotta because it just breaks up the colour palette a bit. Looks quite nice, you can see there. And I'm just going to take from the inside, just have a look. I'm going to come 2 from the edge. And you're going to basically build like a little terrace out the front, which is going to look out into your street. You can say hello to all your neighbours coming by. You can, you know, wave down to the boy or girl that you quite like. You know, it's a Roman cities were quite sociable. People would be waving around to each other, you know, maybe throwing stuff at each other. So you've got to have a balcony out the front for the hot weather. Now on the back, we're going to leave some spaces for windows, but we're going to need upside down stairs as we've been doing here. So we're just going to follow this like so. And I mean, if your house is back to back with another house, obviously it doesn't make sense to put windows at the back of the house. But if you've got a little bit of room, like I do here, to the back of the other house, then, you know, why not put some extra windows in there for some extra light. Just going to finish off the staircase there as well. And then on the left hand side, I'm not going to put any windows because it's going to be facing a building right next door, and it's probably best that they don't have the neighbours looking into their bedroom. Going to make an archway, and we're just going to be filling in things as so. Make a little window with some stairs. And then we're going to take an upside down stair, and again a stair here, make another little window. Now here we're going to be doing the same thing, just stairs, 2 stairs, block, stair, and fill that in as so. And now you can see we're starting to get a nice front profile of the house, with a quite interesting upstairs floor plan as well. Now what I'm going to be doing here is I'm just going to be taking some extra little bits. I mean, I quite like to add, sometimes rather than changing the texture like we've done with other houses where you use calcite to mix up the white colour, in this one I'm going to use different buttons and different signs to maybe look like someone's fixed the side of the house or someone's painted something or whatever. And you know, Roman cities weren't just, you know, red and white or, you know, brown with bricks or whatever. They had lots of colour in them, lots of things were painted, so it makes sense for there to be like a blue stripe like we have here, some orange stripes with buttons, little repairs on the houses. And here I'm just going to build like a little plant shade. If you think like a, you know, something that's made out of wood struts that's coming out of the side of the house where they're growing some, you know, grapes or whatever, just put that here. And you can really muck around how you want with this, whatever you think looks best. Now in front of this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place some jungle fences, and I'm basically just going to be making like a climbing plant that's going to be climbing up the front of the building, and we're going to continue this later as it goes onto the roof. And right to the back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some brick walls. Now this is going to be our chimney that's coming out of the furnaces from downstairs. So you can bring it really as high as you want. It could come out further, it could come up much higher. I'm going to do it like this, put a pot on top, and then we're just going to take the acacia buttons on the back of the building, jungle signs and mangrove trapdoors up here. And at the back of the house, what I'm kind of thinking is that they wouldn't have painted all of this over, so maybe they've got bits of wood that are coming across the house where they filled in, or where they fixed the back of the house or whatever in an earthquake. It's a lot of these things where if you add a little bit more in terms of detail, or, you know, a bit of what might have happened to the house, it feels a bit more lived in. So what we're going to do is going to add some chiseled quartz blocks on top of our quartz pillars as we go on to the next floor. And basically I'm going to be filling in this gap with just quartz stairs. This again with chiseled quartz blocks. And over here with just quartz stairs. Just place them normally. And this gives us a nice indent, so it just, you know, it just looks nice in Minecraft. You just have a separation between the 2 floors. Looks pretty nice. And then some quartz pillars. So we're just going to finish off the height of this room. Just finish it with smooth quartz as well. Happy days, nice and easy. Upside down smooth quartz stairs to make a little archway. And then we're going to build our shade or little roof over our terrace. So when it rains, you don't get soaking wet. Because sometimes if it's really raining, you might like to sit outside in the thunderstorm and not get wet, rather than sitting on the roof terrace and getting wet. Then the rest of it, we're going to be putting chiseled quartz blocks over the top, and then we're going to go 3 high here with some quartz pillars in the corner. And as you can see, we're starting to get now the final shape of the house, where you have that small tower that's coming up, the loft space, which is an extension, it's an extra bedroom. So I'm kind of imagining this bit to be, this extra story here, to be an extension added on after people have lived there for however many years. We're going to be placing some stairs and some blocks as so we're going to be placing stairs back to back, fill in with some smooth quartz, upside down stairs, and you get some nice small windows up here. So maybe because it's higher up, you know, you get some good views, but you don't really want to have people poking in or looking, or if they're standing on the roof, to see where you know what you're doing in your house. And then I'm going to build a small shade or a shelf just out there where you could put some pots, so you could hang your laundry, or, you know, do whatever out there to shade your house. And again, I'm just going to be using smooth quartz stairs. So for this one, I'm going to be doing a similar pattern, you know, maybe even 1 or 2 windows. Looks quite nice doing this. Or even back to back. I mean, you could do them this close, maybe it looks a little bit better the other way. Yeah, I think it might look better this way, actually. Yeah, back to back. you get a bit of a bigger gap, and it's a bit more symmetrical with the slot to the right. But anyway, I mean, it's stuff like this that you can fiddle around with. You don't have to build it exactly how I'm building it, just to give you ideas. And then at the back, I'm going to decide, you know what, I'm going to add some more windows. So we're going to add some just stair windows, like so, to the back. It's not going to be looking at anything, but it's just a lot of nice light that can get into your house, you know, rather than it being super dark. Don't need a view, just a bit of light. And there we go, we've got the makings of our next floor. Now here I'm going to fill in with some chisel quartz blocks. Now I'm going to come 2 all the way there, but we're going to come up and fill in 3 there, because we want to have the higher ceiling, but then in the other bit we're going to have a slightly lower ceiling so we can have the terrace that's running to look out towards the sunset. Now we've got jungle leaves up on top, maybe to imagine that the plant has grown up the side or is hanging down the side, something like that. You could have, like, you know, bougainvilleas or whatever you can imagine up there. And then I'm going to build something like a little pergola up the top. So I'm going to, you know, place some jungle fences, and I'm going to fill this in with some fence gates. So I'm pretty sure we've done this before on a couple of our other builds. Makes a nice shade that you can hang out in the sun, in the spring, summer, and autumn. And then in the winter, you know, you can probably sit out here as well. You know, it's a nice outdoor space, nice and shaded. Like so. And then you can fill this in as well, so this can be filled in just really randomly with leaves. And just the fence gate. So it looks like the leaves are kind of growing on top of the fence gates. And this can be really random. I mean, the more random you do it, the more natural it looks. So yeah, now we've got to build the floor for this one. Now this one we're going to build slightly different because it's a square area. So I'm going to take jungle planks all the way around, but we're going to have to knock out one of these as well for the ladder access. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take upside down spruce stairs, and we're going to go all the way around the edge. So all the way around the 4 blocks, like so. And then in the middle, I'm going to place a nice little spruce slab right there. Now, for this bit here, what we're going to do is, you know, you can really place your ladder really wherever you want to. So, as I'm going to show you here in the house that I've already got built, I've got the ladder right there. So, it's next to the stairs. It probably makes sense for it to be there right next to the stairs, so you just keep all of your access in one place. But you could have it the other side if you want to have a bookshelf there, or you wanted to hide the access to upstairs somewhere else. Now, I'm not going to place these windows here. I'm going to just keep it flat because there's no view, and I think there's a decent amount of light in here anyway. And then what we're going to do is on top of our quartz pillars, every 2 blocks as well, so not on top of just only quartz pillars, I'm going to place some full spruce planks and then some upside down spruce stairs. And that's, again, it's just going to add a bit of depth to the build. I mean, sometimes things can look quite flat, so just going to add a bit of depth. And this is going to form the makings of our little roof. Going to place some upside down stairs. I've made a mistake on the front, so don't place one in the middle. Going to delete that one, so it looks like that. And then we're going to take spruce fence gates, we're going to knock them in like so. So you get some sort of nice structure that's going to come underneath the roof at the front. Do the same as the back, like so. Now with a bit of extra light, I'm going to show you how you do the roof. So it's really simple. It's just a slab roof. We're going to do brick slabs all the way around the outside. Like so. Then we're going to take some full blocks, full bricks, and that's going to come all the way around. And then we're going to take brick slabs on the top. So this is going to help us keep a nice smooth profile for our roof when we look from the inside, because we're not going to be basically putting the spruce as a ceiling. Just going to keep the brick ceiling because it's like a loft. And there you go, you've got your roof. Now what we can do in here is we can take our spruce fence gates, and these are going to be like the joists again. So these are going to be the joists that are running basically on top of the roof. It's kind of holding the roof up. Happy days. Makes it look a bit more realistic. And there you go. Now on the outside, we can start to add a bit more on the terrace. I mean, basically now on, we're going to be furnishing. So, you know, I'm thinking of putting some privacy screens or something, so, you know, you can have a bit of extra barrier, so you can look at the temple from there, but then your neighbours aren't going to see you when you're sat outside. Now I'm just going to check around the side of the building, just check that we've not missed anything. I mean, you know, it's also a case of you can build the base and then add fences and buttons and banners and all sorts on the side to make it look really messy or make it look really clean. And like, this is the sort of thing that, you know, particularly in modern cities, that we just don't have anymore, where people just paint random stuff on the side of their house, write messages to their neighbour on the side of their house. You know, you could do really whatever you want. So we're going to start furnishing this. So I'm going to start from the bottom floor, and I'm going to take a couple of lecterns. I'm going to make a reading like desk area. I'm going to take some dark oak trapdoors. Now, I think dark oak trapdoors work really, really well for furniture. I mean, particularly like ancient Greek and ancient Roman furniture. It just looks really posh and luxurious. Just looks really nice. Going to make a nice shelf there. Take a dark oak stair, and we're going to make a little chair with a bamboo sign. And I really like the contrast between the bamboo sign and the dark oak. It just looks quite nice. Add some pink carpets. I mean, really add whatever carpet colour that you like. I'm adding some pink because I use red and yellow and white quite a lot, so I'm do something funky with some pink for once. And I'm going to build a screen that's going to block off here, so it's going to just separate a small area out of bamboo trapdoors. And then we're going to do our typical candlestick stand I've done a few times before. So you're going to use your lightning rods. I'm going to place it right there in this corner. You basically take 2 lightning rods, place one upside down like so, and then you're going to place 4 candles on top. Not a lightning rod, but 4 candles. Or however many candles you want to. And place a few more there as well. Now, as well, what's a good thing about the way that these ceilings are designed is that you still have space to place lanterns as well. So you can place the lanterns in the corner so they're out of the way, which works quite well. And then on top of your big flower pot, you can fill in with, you know, whatever. We're going to put a small flower pot, acacia sapling, does the job. Now we're going to come to our kitchen storage. So in here, I'm going to place a load of furnaces on this back wall, as well as a lantern to keep it light in here. I'm going to place a load of furnaces on this back wall so it looks like it matches up to the chimney that we've got on the back of the wall. So we're going to put 6 there. And then you can really place whatever you want in here. Just things that are a bit dirty, you know, things that you wouldn't want in the main part of the house where, you know, it's going to be hot in here and it's going to smell a bit. So your preserved fish or your fruit and veg, you know, stuff that's going to start stinking after a week. You don't want that in the main part of your house. So we're going to leave it in the other bit. So we're going to just add a couple of extra bits of banners on the side of the wall. And then we're going to build an upstairs lounge. So I'm going to take some mangrove stairs, mangrove slabs. I'm going to build a nice little sofa with red carpets, scaffolding, lantern, happy days, some banners. Super simple, super easy. But really, I mean, you can furnish this however you want. This is just for ideas at this point. You get a nice little lounge out here. Now I'm going to build a bedroom over here. So at this end of the building, it's kind of a decent place for a bedroom. So I'm going to build some privacy screens out of bamboo trapdoors again. So it's not totally cutting up the house into sections. I mean, in a typical Roman domus, I mean, this isn't a Roman domus anyway, but in typical Roman houses, stuff would have been, you know, cut up quite a lot. I mean, you see in some Greek houses that, some ancient Greek houses, that things have been separated with screening and all sorts of stuff. So it's really up to you on how you want to do it. I mean, you could put a wall and door like we've done before. Could do what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to be adding some random stuff in there. I mean, flower pots, the big decorated pots are really good for these sorts of things. You can place some flowers about, lots of carpets, just to make it feel like soft and warm inside. As we see, it's raining on a rare occasion. And then in this hallway area, I mean, you can place something like some sort of chair here. So I'm just going to place a chair here, you know, maybe some stairs or something, just to fill that space in. I mean, you could put some bookshelves, really whatever you like. And then we're going to put some doors. So we've got to put a door on here because it makes sense for a door to be there. On the other side, you don't really need a door. It's a bit of a big hole, you know, and in the winter you probably block that off or something. So yeah, but it's personal preference. And then outside I'm going to place some flowering azalea, you know, for some extra beauty. And it looks like the water's getting into our house, which isn't good, so good idea to do that. Not so much there though. And as we've got stairs, we've now got this space up here, and we've got a nice, beautiful sunset in the rain. So yeah, I mean, we're going to light this up. That's pretty cool. So what we're going to do here is, I'm basically going to build an extra bedroom up here. It's not going to be the most luxurious bedroom. I mean, it can certainly be more luxurious with a bit more room. You could actually extend this over the terrace or something to make it a bit bigger. But I'm going to build again another screen, so as you come up the ladder, you don't exactly look at someone when they're asleep in bed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place some leaves over here. It's in the loft. And then a red bed. Scaffolding for a good bedside table. You know, maybe some flower pots, something like that. And then what's quite good about this is that you've got space in the ceiling for some lanterns. So just above where the trapdoors, not the trapdoors, the fence gates are, there's a bit of room for some lanterns. So if you look right up there, you're going to be able to place 1, 2 lanterns right up there, and it hides them completely, but you get some good light into this bedroom. You can place some banners in here. And really, I mean, you can use whatever colours you want. I mean, I think pink and yellow is a bit of a weird colour mix, but, you know, to each their own. It can look a bit funky sometimes. And then up here you can place some flower pots, some candles, all sorts of stuff. You know, if you're in survival, this could be a place where you could collect all your different flowers that you've collected from different biomes or whatever. And just as an overall nice place to sit out, you get a good view from the top of here because it's quite tall as well. Place some extra carpets. Again, I'm using some more red carpets. And pretty much, there we go. Just going to make sure we have some doors in everywhere. And yeah, there we have it. I mean, I really hope you guys have enjoyed the video today. Let me know in the comments what you want me to build next. I'm thinking of building a lot more Roman builds in the future. Again, more Greek builds, more ancient Egyptian builds. Persian ones are coming soon as well. They're on the way. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, what you're going to use it for, if you're going to use it for survival, if you're going to use it for you know, your creative world. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. This has been the large Roman house today, the large Roman townhouse. Soon to be showcased in a Roman city that's being built at the moment, as we can see in that row of houses just there. And yeah, really hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.